Hi, crew. Welcome to Hot Chocolate Chronicles for the week of 5/16. Well, actually, this is being recorded and goes live today. And this is the show, if in case you're new to the show, where we share a cup of hot chocolate and we just talk about life, the universe, and everything. So, I'm your host, Captain Chris, and, let's share a drink. Locked on target. All right. Well, that's good. And this week, for my hot chocolate, I this is kind of weird. Sometimes I have a little quip in about my hot chocolate. I do this in one take, no editing, no whatever. So you get my reactions. Did not realize I grabbed one of the mint hot chocolate packs. So a bit of a surprise there. You know what I mean? Like, no mini marshmallows, but I got mint, which I love mint. So that's good. But when you're taking a drink on a live show and you're like, what's this? It's like, oh. But yeah, so it's been an eventful day. So far, we've gotten a new fridge. Yeah, the government's kind of helping us out with that because we're kind of low income, and they did this like a weatherproofing. Like they came in and inspected our house for uh, because we have an older home for energy deficiencies, and they're like, "You need a new fridge," and I was like, "Okay." So they pretty much installed that today, and so I'm excited about that. It's bigger than our old one by far. It runs quieter, and supposedly it's going to save us a heck ton of money off electricity. Um, so that's kind of exciting for me because I think our other fridge was like made in 1970 or something. So you know it's done. So that was the big one of the big things happened today. The other is my mother's down helped me watch Abigail because uh, my wife is at her very first vendor event for her own business called. She sells a product called Norwex, and it's like household cleaning supplies, not without chemicals, but without harsh chemicals, because everything has chemicals in it. But like you just use water pretty much, and that's their gist is, you clean your house with just water and these cloths. So it works. I thought it would be like snake oil or whatever, but the stuff works really well actually. So I think she just has a good product. Uh, but she's at her very first vendor event where it's a bunch of people like selling their products, and she's networking for the first time, and it's kind of it's kind of like one of those things where like I've always been the better networker, and like my wife is very shy. I'm very people oriented, but I'm introverted. Okay, so like me, I don't enjoy going out to these events, but when I do a good job of it. Like I can network, I engage people in conversation, I do whatever. But going out, what I'm saying is I'm a decent salesman, but the act of doing sales and whatever doesn't recharge me like some people. It drains me to the point where I just want to come back home and sit in front of the computer and record Hot Chocolate Chronicles to be with you wonderful people, because it's honestly like. Like I don't like going out to be in a crowd of people. It just drains me for whatever reason. But I'm good at it. It just I just don't like doing it. So let's have another drink. Oh. All right, and while I'm talking on that topic, Abigail is can stand up really well when she's leaning on things. She let go of something for like a second and a half yesterday and kept her balance, and then she fell. But the that's kind of exciting because she'll be standing on her own soon, and she's practicing it a lot. I mean, a lot, a lot. Uh, so I'm kind of excited. It's just amazing to see like your girl 8 months ago, like couldn't even barely lift her head. You know what I mean? And she could just kind of move like this, but she couldn't support her own weight. And then 8 months later, she's trying to walk almost, and it's just kind of a crazy time to be a dad. You know what I mean? And she um, so she's trying to talk, but what's going on is she goes mama 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 or da 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 like mama and dada. But what I've noticed is she calls my wife Stephanie da 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 like dad, and then me I'm mama 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 mama. So I think she's a little mixed up, and I don't know how to like say like, yeah, I'm dad. That's mama. You know, like, but she doesn't do it all the time. But I think I've noticed a set pattern where most of the time she'll call me mama, and uh, she goes da 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 when my wife's around. So I think that's what's going on. I'm not sure though. You know, that's just what I've perceived. So gaming stuff, since this is a gaming channel, but this is like stuff for the show, but it's also my stuff. Like this is me sharing myself with you guys. So I hope you're enjoying the family stuff. But gaming wise, oh geez, let's talk about. I want to talk about Guild Wars, but I feel like I've been kicking that to death, pretty much. But you know what? I don't. That's fine. I I've been doing a lot of things in Guild Wars 2, and a lot of it's boiled down to taking a lot of time to get decent results, but it's a lot of time, and it's made me kind of rethink about like my stance on why I like MMOs and why I don't like MMOs at the same time. It just feels like okay, so here's the gist. In Guild Wars 2, you get about 6 to 8 gold an hour if you're going out and doing activities, okay? For $10 real life money, you can get 800 gems. 800 gems turns into about you can literally trade gems for gold, okay? Uh, that's about it's about 9 gems per 1 gold. So about $10 worth of real life money is about 700 to 800 gold, right? If I'm doing the conversion right in my head, nine. No, it's 70 or 80. Dirt to dirt. So it's about 80 gold. So I could be working a part-time job and, like just doing whatever and not be playing Guild Wars. So like 1 hour of my time, of job time is worth like 10 hours of me going and farming. And that's the kind of thing that kind of irks me, you know what I mean? Like that's always in the back of my head with like a buy to play game is, well, I could go do this for 10 hours to get this item, or I can just pay $10. What's worth it? And I don't have money to spend, and it's fun to go out and do whatever. But it's always like this nagging thing in the back of your mind, like, oh, I could have just bought that. You know what I mean? Like, if I had money, I would just go out and buy that, and that's kind of the thing that's getting me. Like, it's not the time that I devote to the game. It's that if I were to just be productive and go out and like get a job, I would be farther in the game if I just spent money, real money. And let me just be clear. In Guild Wars 2, it's not pay to win, okay? These are skins that you're working for, or cosmetics. Because once you get to 80, it takes about 12 to, no, I'm going to say about 20 gold total to fully gear your character and full exotics if you're going for like the meta builds. Okay, the most popular builds in the game cost about 20 gold per character to get full exotics on and runes. If you're going for ascended materials, which is like the step up 5% better type of thing, then it's going to take about 8 months of play, and just from the time gated materials, and about I would say 70 to 80 gold per piece. So it's not like in your interest. And ascended gear is a touchy subject, anyways, because it's only a 5% increase. Where if you the jump from rare to exotic is like a 15 to 20% increase. So it's definitely worth it to buy an exotic over a rare, especially since they're only like one more gold, anyways. But the whole thing, and you could actually get your armor even cheaper yet just by doing Cathedral of Flames, because everyone wants Berserker gear anyways, and you get dungeon tokens which can be traded for Berserker gear at the Cathedral of Flames vendor. So you do the dungeon 8 times, or 8 days, or 8 different paths, and boom, you got a piece of gear. You know what I mean? And it's super easy to find groups for Cathedral of Flames or Citadel of Flame, whatever it is, COF. Used to be Citadel. I know it used to be Cathedral Flames in Guild Wars 1. Now it's Citadel Flames in Guild Wars 2. It's annoying like that. But you know, you can gear pretty cheaply. But my point is I enjoy my time in the game, and I'm enjoying the people I meet. But I feel like it tracks from my experience in a MMO when I have to pay money or I can pay money to get further or get what I want. You know what I mean? Like a legendary item costs about $40. If you trade gold for, no, I would say probably about $90. Never mind. But about $90, you can get the best, most desirable items in the game. Or you can farm for 2 years, you know, or a year, using the typical methods. You know, that's the thing is I'm like, but you know, that kind of mentality just hinders the game. And I know the devs have to support themselves somehow, but it hurts, you know, it hurts my head. You know, I'm going to jot this down real quick because I really want to do this topic more in depth and more reason. Let me just see. For target analysis, MMOs truly free. Yeah, so I want to kind of do that more in depth later, and I have like 90 topics for target analysis. That show's going to be so, like, it takes me forever to write it too because I have to throw these witty things in all the time, and I'm trying to mimic game theory. You know what I mean? Like, that's my motive. This is game theory, but I want to apply that kind of mentality and that editing all the way into you know, analyzing different things in the gaming industry. You know, that's kind of my gist for that show. But I'll look further into that if you're interested. But yeah, I've been meeting a lot of cool people, a lot of great people. And of course, no matter what game I play, I wind up in like this mentor role, which I don't mind. Like, I like being the mentor, but people, I got invited to a new guild, okay, because I met someone, I helped them out, you know, in the game because that's kind of what I do. And I've met this new guild, and I'm loving like hanging out with the people and whatnot. But they're newer players, or they're not as experienced with me. So of course I'm like leading fractals and dungeons and whatnot, and it's just really cool to, you know, be that guy, you know, especially in Guild Wars 2. I'm going to need to start making more videos for Guild Wars 2, considering the time I have invested in the game and still investing in the game. I think I'm going to reshoot I have a few videos done already, actually, for the engineer guide that I said I'd get out a few weeks ago, but I've just been unhappy with the results, and I want to do it better, so I'm just going to reshoot it probably today, because I have time to reshoot, but I want to kind of go into that and make that one of the games I do repetitively or repeatedly on my channel, because I love that game. And there's a lot that can be said. There's a lot of nuance to the game, but there's a lot of stuff that's been done on it already, and that's, maybe I'll throw my critiques and whatnot in there. But again, I'm just kind of excited for just what's going on and this learning things and meeting new people. That's one of the things I love about gaming in general is just meeting new people all the time. It's pretty interesting. I have some friends that go back 10, 12 years. Just I'm kept tabs on them through multiple different games, and I've never met them in real life. That's one of the cool things about internet gaming, and I've watched them get married. I've watched them like have kids like I do, and that's kind of a cool thing. That I know them, never met them in real life, but we spent high school together. Like online and whatnot. So that's pretty cool to me. But again, I'm gonna think of a series. I kind of liked what I did with the amiibos. I don't know if anyone else liked what I did with the amiibos, but I'm gonna come up with a good series to do. So it's not just me saying like, here's a random topic from Guild Wars, because that's gonna happen a lot. I might do something on Diablo. But I'll figure out what we're going to do topically with the show, because I want to give an update about the blog, but the second part of it is I want to examine something in gaming a little bit. So I'll think about it, and if you guys have anything you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments, or you want my take on it. Let's just have a conversation about it, whether it be women in gaming, feminist, blah blah blah, all that jazz, and I could do my opinions on that. But again, let's just share a drink and close out the show. So, all right. Well, again, thanks for watching. And if you want to talk, go ahead and just let's talk in the comments. Or you can find me on all the social medias. And if you're not a subscriber, I do gaming videos, Gaming Guys for Heroes of the Storm, Guild Wars, lots of other games. I'm doing Let's Plays through that. And I also have shows that I'm developing, like Target Analysis and Locked on Target Show, which kind of are my review and my analysis show, respectively. So again, thank you for tuning in, and until we meet again, stay on target.